Okay, hello, it's Eleanor from Custard Cubes, and today I'm going to be doing a rant. I'm very sorry about the mess, but it has been one of those weeks. I've had so much to do, and I did not have time to tidy my room before I filmed this. I lost my pen drive earlier this week, so I'm redoing loads and loads of work for college that I already did, but I'm now having to redo because I've lost it all. So my rant today is going to be about people who are always on their phones. I cannot deal with this. Literally, it is the one thing that sets me off. People who sit there and just text or are on Facebook or are on Snapchat or on any other social media. I can't deal with it. Jesus. People I won't have seen in months, or I'll be telling someone a story and they'll be like, yeah, right, okay, right, yeah. Right, and I'll be sat there fuming, why the fuck am I even telling you this story? You're not listening. Or why have I met up with you? You're not paying any attention. Oh, I can't deal with it. You sit there and then they're blatantly ignoring you on their phone, and they're texting people. They are having virtual conversations when there is a person in front of them to talk to. And I can't deal with it. It's I don't sit down to have a family meal anymore because our living room is a big open plan living room, and we have a table and we have the kind of living room all in one room. And honestly, it is the worst thing ever because somebody's either on the phone or they're watching TV or somebody's not in the living room, and I never ever kind of have that conversation with my family anymore because we don't sit down at the table. And it happens with my friends. We'll sit around a table and we'll go for lunch or something, and somebody will be on the phone yeah, I'm just, checking what the fuck's going on in the world because that matters right now. So I can't deal with that. I really can't. I don't understand. Now, I don't have a phone. I have an iPod. And that, to me, is suitable enough. Now, I understand when you sat on your own. So if you sat on your own waiting for the bus to come, or if you sat in, the cafeteria at lunch and you just kind of on your phone, or were sat downstairs together on your own, or not together on your own, but if we're sat downstairs on our own, then I understand being on your phone and playing on your phone because it occupies you. But at the same time, it infuriates me. It infuriates me how technology is taking over conversation. Social media was meant to help with conversation, and all it does is hinder it. I mean, when have you ever been anywhere and then people have not been on the phone? You haven't seen a phone. Recently, you can't go anywhere without seeing a phone, and it drives me insane. And I use my iPod admittedly a lot, but I don't kind of obsessively text people or kind of Snapchat and Facebook everybody left, right and centre, because what is the point? I mean, if you want to meet up with someone or talk with someone that badly, you're better meeting up face to face anyway. Honestly, who enjoys texting anyway? Who enjoys kind of that blank wall in between you and the other person you're trying to communicate with? You can't tell their facial features, you can't tell whether what they're saying is sarcastic, you can't tell whether they mean what they're saying. You don't know. Who enjoys that? I don't get it. I can't get my head around talking to someone in a casual situation over text. I can understand maybe for oh, so what time are you getting to the bus stop? I'm getting to the bus stop at 8. Great, I'll meet you there at 8. And then end of conversation. Great, texting, do it. But full-blown conversations, and you're yeah, so life is great and stuff's going on, and you're why are you having this conversation over text? I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. And I have to say, it's just gotten worse as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I used to be able to tolerate it-ish. I say tolerate it because I didn't want to rip the phone out of someone's hand and chuck it across the room back then. I wasn't happy with it, but I didn't feel the need to physically destroy the phone back then. But I just think it's so rude. people come round and they're like, hi, and then they're on the phone and I ain't seen them for months. Or they'll come round, or I'll kind of, you're there. I can't deal with it. If you're with other people who you care about, why are you on your phone? Why? Have a conversation with them. Fucking Candy Crush. I hate it. I hate that app. Why would you want something to keep you distracted from real life? Why? Do something like productive, like maybe read a book or talk to someone. Just don't play. Like, I can't deal with it. I actually can't. It's the one thing that infuriates me, like, beyond belief. I just sit there fuming on my insides, like, why are people doing this? And admittedly, like I said, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I've never really had a phone that I've used to an extent where I've kind of gotten people's numbers and had enough numbers to kind of text people. I've had an iPod, which I do kind of a lot of my social media, very, very basic conversations on. And I have had a phone, which was like a brick that I used to kind of call my mother and father when I was very, very young, to pick me up from the park or from where I went with friends when I was younger. That is it. That is the only kind of experience with phones I have had. I don't want any more experience with phones, especially if it makes me into one of those people that sits there and ignores people because they're on the phone like it's more important. I don't get why people seem to value phones and things more than actual human beings. Like, you are sat there with friends or family who you might not have seen in ages, and you might have seen them the same day, but still you are sat there with real life human people who can talk, who can, you know, tell you stories, who are interesting, fantastic human beings that all you need to do is talk to, and you aren't. I can't deal with those people. I can't deal with the people who sit there on their phones letting life pass by when you could be having fantastic conversations with a stranger, or you could be finding out some story about someone's life and finding it really interesting, or you could be reading a good book which has some meaning that will get, like, kind of fill you with knowledge or kind of imagination and make it fantastic. I don't get why you... If you were going to have a conversation, realistically, would you rather tell someone something over the phone, like through text, with this like big brick wall between you? You can't see their face, you can't see their body movements, it doesn't tell you anything. You're getting what you read on the screen, and things can be misinterpreted, things can be like construed to mean something else, and things, it's just, that is not good to talk like that, or to have actual conversations over text or over Facebook or anything like that. When has anything good ever happened from having like a conversation over text? I don't get it. Skype someone, that's probably a better way of talking to somebody. At least then you're getting like face-to-face contact. You can see what they're doing. You can have actual conversation that flows, that isn't jagged and awkward. And or meet up with them, arrange to kind of go outside into the world and go for a coffee, or go outside into the world and go for a walk, or meet them at the park, or catch a train. And I understand that some people live really far away, but again, Skype, FaceTime, there are so many options. And why do that when there are other people around? I don't get it. The thing with texting while other people are there, you are sat with people and they are texting. Like, you're sat in a group of people, and instead of having conversation, all that's happening is that other people are texting people. This happened a lot at my high school. I never had a phone. Our school didn't have internet, so I would sit there like, while the rest of my friends will be on their phone, and it drove me beyond insane. I was sat there like, I can't deal with it because we had to deal with school and that was shit. And then I came to lunch and that was the time when I'd feel kind of a bit more less stressed and it was more fun and it was kind of the carefree time of the day, and people would sit there on the phones, they wouldn't engage in conversation, and it wasn't like we could have conversation kind of around in class. So we had to have the conversation at lunchtimes. Lunchtimes were taken up by people sitting on their phones. I don't get why you would waste such valuable time with people texting other people. If that connection is so important, that kind of you must talk to that other person is so important, meet up with them. Don't text them or while other people are there. Just cherish other people's attention and their stories, and if you are with somebody, ask them how their life is. Pay attention to people's lives. It drives me insane. It's like everybody has lost the art of conversation and I can't deal with it. I sit there like, I mean, I can't talk to people very well. I sit there awkwardly like I don't really know what to say all the time, and that's because nobody ever fucking speaks anymore. Everything is over text and it drives me insane. I can't stand it. Oh, I'm gonna stop ranting here because otherwise I could rant for maybe another 40, 50 minutes, probably longer, and I can't inflict that on everybody. So I shall be back next Friday, hopefully with like a life update, what's going on in my life. I need to kind of find out what is actually happening with my life before I can update you on that, because I'm not really sure what's happening at the moment. So I shall be up with a life update next Friday. Bye! Sorry about the long rant. I needed to get that out of my system. It drives me insane.